Hello, today we are off to do the very exciting task of unaffiliated dressage. Normally I'm not too worried about the results today. It's kind of an indication of where they are in their training and ready for eventing. So brought Grace along with me. Grace has had 20 minutes on Insey yesterday. She's hacked her out a couple of times, but yeah, 20 minutes yesterday. You pressed the wrong buttons quite a few times, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, hopefully you'll navigate your way around a novice test. So Robbie's doing 2 intro walk and trot tests. At his age, I want them to go in and have a really nice experience. So I don't necessarily, his canter's coming along very nicely. He could do a prelim test, but I just want him to do the bits really correctly in the dressage test. Hence he does walk and trot only at the moment. So then he can go in, have a spook, and it doesn't matter, and we can make sure everything's correct, rather than having a terrible canter and it all going to pot. I'd rather it went better. So he's doing 2 intro tests. I'm doing the first one, and then Grace is doing the second one, and then Insey's doing 2 novice tests. I'm doing the first one, and then Grace is doing the second one. We are chronically late. We are currently 20 minutes late for leaving because everything took longer than you were expecting this morning. And one horse is plat. Again, I'm a chronic platter. I do plat for unaffiliated. I like them to look really, really smart. They don't look really smart today. Robbie has been platted. Insey hasn't. So hopefully we've got a bit of a gap. An hour? We've got an hour?
Yeah.
We've got an hour. So we've got a gap between the 2 horses. We've also taken 2 horses, and so we've got to then manage them because they won't particularly want to be left alone on the trailer. So now more fun to add to it. Grace is not having her test read for the first time ever.
Oh my God.
It is the first time, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm always scared I'm going to forget it. I've learnt it.
Well, you've got a 50-50 chance of walk and trot. It's either walk or it's trot. And then you halt at the end. So there you go. That's what I always tell myself. 50-50. Is it walk? Is it trot? I do find them really confusing though. So I vaguely learnt my test. The novice, I've got a little bit more time to read it over later. Obviously very well prepared for this, as you can imagine, but don't have an arena, so I don't ride through this stuff anyway. And any long-term viewers of this YouTube channel will know me in dressage and remembering my tests is not great. The good news is though, it was predicting 50-mile-an-hour winds, and that's now been put back to this evening, so we're now not having to deal with horses in their first dressage tests for a very, very long time and 50-mile-an-hour winds, so that is good. Right, survived my first intro on Robbie. He did do a lot of calling at Insey. It's not ideal to bring 2 horses, but my times are really tight. I was hoping I'd be able to, because this is only 15 minutes away from me, I was hoping I'd be able to take one home and bring the other, but it's not worked out. So we've got 2 horses calling each other, which is why they'll never go eventing with each other. But at least I know this now. And I'm just watching Grace get ready. She is slow. Insey's being a right squealy little thing. But they can't live without each other, and they can't live with each other. There we go. Every time he looks at her, she's like, sod off. Right, let's get your number sorted. 36. 38, so I just need to fit. So Grace is off. I've got to hold Insey, who's decided she can't possibly stand still. How experienced are you? Yeah. Look at him. Like, you don't even like him. Every time he's near you, you squeal and get really cross. And I've got no zoom because I've only got one hand. So obviously Robbie's done 1 test already, which I did on purpose just in case he was full of beans, but he was actually quite well behaved apart from the calling. As you can see, he's a bit tense and tight, but he's got to learn this. No, don't you start. You don't even like him. They can't even be turned out together because she's horrible to him. Insey, don't keep the gate. Grace is my only event with one. There we go. So now for Grace, he's stopped calling so much, so he's settling. This is beginning to look better and better, Grace. Grace is having a hard lesson in the joys of young horses. It'd be nice if you could stand still, Insey. There we go. I've actually managed to zoom. Woohoo! Forgot my big camera, so I've only got the little. I got my phone today, so apologies if this is not as good. But Robbie is coming on nicely, looking more relaxed and a bit settled for where he is in his stage of training. Steering's not great. His canter's coming on. In another month, he'll be a different horse because he's now got the strength out and everything together. I think Grace is going to panic in a minute because she's never had to do a test without having a cold. Let's hope she doesn't. To be honest, I don't care about the result, it's about the outing of the horse. Oh, Insey. That's better, she's now catching the shoulder as he turns. And also because he's getting more relaxed, he's turning better. Eventually, Robbie is going to do a very, very nice dressage test. It's just not going to be for a few months. We are busy learning test number 2.
Yeah, we probably should have just realised I forgot some of it. Just not very good. But I remembered the first one, so I think I'm doing pretty well.
There we go. And you got the app I recommended.
Yeah, although it keeps trying to sign me up for spectacular dressage.
Yeah, but you just press the X. Got to have an advert somewhere.
Find the X. There we are.
I've managed to learn mine. Just don't forget the stretchy circle at the end.
Which you keep forgetting.
Yeah, I'm not very good at dressage.
That's why you don't do it very often.
Yeah, and I have to say, this is not a fun day out.
You're not having fun, Lucy.
Oh, it's really stressful.
Is it actually?
Yeah, well it is, because they just don't behave, do
I'm
they?
having a really chill time, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Look, I'm
Having
glad,
a really chill time.
glad somebody is.
Leave me, baby, don't wanna fall again. This just hurt me. Just think about it, but you hold me like you don't wanna break. I need some space. Just think about it, maybe separate is better. I will love you till
So now Grace is on Insey. I've just done a novice test for her. Actually very pleased with how she went. There's things to work on, but don't have an arena.
I'm sorry.
And so very pleased. She actually was forwards and settled and good in the contact, so very pleased with that. Robbie is mesmerised, aren't you? Oh, there you are. She's not going anywhere. Oh, Robbie. There you go. Forwards round your corners, right forwards. So Grace has had 20 minutes yesterday on Insey, and so now
just hurt me. Just think about it, but you hold me like you don't wanna break. I need some space. Just think about it. Maybe separate is better, better. I would love it till forever, forever. Baby, when you need someone to cover you, wherever. Now I won't come back, you know my answer, my answer. Now I won't come back, you know my answer, my answer. Now I won't come back, you know my answer, my answer. Now I won't come back, you know my answer, my answer. Now I won't come back.
So, as I've previously explained, this is throwing Grace in at the deep end on a big horse. Grace is a lot shorter than me, but the horse knows what it's doing, and it's very useful for a 15-year-old to learn to ride different strange horses under pressure. And it doesn't actually really matter about the result for this. This is just more of an outing. So it's just a really great opportunity where everyone should have a reasonably nice time. Obviously this is Grace's first time riding without a caller as well, so again really useful because this is unaffiliated dressage, you know, the result doesn't actually matter, but for her it's a really great opportunity to practice everything sort of under test conditions. And riding a strange horse, it means, you know, if she ever decides to do university teams eventually, you know, this is the kind of thing they do. So she's certainly had 20 minutes the day before, obviously the warm-up today, and then going off and doing rather a nice job. So it's all good. There's obviously little things that you can pick apart from a strange horse. Like I did have a joke with Grace that, you know, corners aren't just optional because she hasn't been using her corners. But again, that will sort of all come. This is quite a big horse for her, but she doesn't pull, and that's always quite helpful. And she also, the horse Insey stays in a very good balance, so that's really helpful for a rider as well if they're slightly smaller. Yeah, so overall, it's not a bad test for somebody that's never ridden this horse before. Insey also doesn't make life easy because if you send her messages that she's confused about or you change the balance very slightly, she gets really cross about it. And you're going to see that in a second. So where the hasn't been prepared there, her balance has changed very slightly, and now the tail's going, and she's pretty cross. She's gone stiff. Oh, and there she is. Poor Grace. So I think another thing I just want to add while we're watching dressage is that I've been really, really lucky. I'm not a professional rider in any way, but I'm always really keen to learn, and some of my great opportunities have come through just volunteering and helping people. And that's why, you know, Grace helps me out riding, and that's how I want to give back. So this is how I sort of, giving her experiences like this, riding different horses and going off and doing things like dressage tests and going out and having lessons and stuff is sort of how I give back, because obviously I haven't really got the money to go around, and pay somebody to help me ride and hack out and stuff. So, I do think there's an awful lot of things out there for people who haven't got huge, like, I never had very much money growing up and whatever, but I've always been willing to work hard, and I think the horse world is very good about giving back if you are prepared to put the time and effort and work hard. I've certainly gone to work for yards for free and had amazing opportunities and horses to ride, and that has really brought my riding on. So even though I'm sort of like in my 30s and 40s now, I still do this, volunteer. I've got my riding qualification, and that came purely through volunteering and meeting somebody and then managing to get a bursary. What else have I managed to do? I've managed to get on clinics for free and things like that. I've been a demo rider, anything like that. I'm, just willing to volunteer and go along. Just had very good opportunities. Always try and watch trainers at clinics and stuff. So I think, horses are really expensive, but you can learn for free if you give up some time and you're prepared to put some hard work in. And I think that is the thing that brings your riding on more than anything. And on Grace's riding has certainly in the last 6 months that I've sort of like been riding out with her has really, really come on from somebody that's just ridden ponies before, and has now been riding a lot of horses, and even been working for another friend of ours who's a professional and breaks horses in for a living. So yeah, loads of things you can do, and it doesn't just involve money. So Grace, what did you think of dressage today?
Well, Robbie was very good, and I remembered my tests, except from one little part with Insey, and then she bucked, which I did stay on. Didn't think I would, but I did.
Hopefully we got it on camera.
Hopefully.
Though Jerry's videoing is often notoriously bad.
And the photographer missed my test.
Yeah, so you got no photos of you doing Novice, which is slightly disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite sad.
Yeah.
Very well.
So, no, I was very well. Insey was actually very good for my test. And I feel like Robbie's come away and learnt a lot.
He has. He's had a good time.
Yeah, and he hasn't been too annoying.
No. He did a bit of cooling,
Yeah.
but he wasn't too bad.
No, he was better in your test than mine.
Yeah.
He did a lot of calling in mine.
I mean, the judge wrote at the bottom, a little loud, but a lot to like.
But as I always say, you have to start somewhere, and today was that day that Robbie started.
Yeah, I think he will get better.
Yeah, once he learns to canter. He won't go out again now for a long time until he can actually canter and do a testing canter.
Yeah.
So he probably won't actually end up doing another dressage test until about April.
Yeah, because that's how long he needs. Because at the moment, if he did canter, he'd be wibbly wobbly all over the place.
Yeah, the steering is not great, is it?
No, it's not really there.
But, yeah, so no, they've both gone away. They've both survived dressage. Insey obviously really loves dressage.
Absolutely. It's her favourite thing.
Yeah.
Not.
It's a shame because,
She warmed up lovely.
yeah, she did warm up well.
Like, really, really well.
I think one of the problems is she just needs to develop a bit more muscle for the dressage, for holding herself a bit better, then she gets tired and then she gets really grumpy about it all.
Yeah.
But that'll come. She's only, I haven't got an arena, so you just do what you can do.
Yeah.